Now in the previous module, we learned about array formula. Now you want to use that array formula, practically how it works and how to use it. Now if you look at this list here, it shows the annual salary and the increment rate. And I need to find out the incremental, what increment will this people, what would be the increment amount if 5% of increment is given for a person whose salary is around 8 lakhs, right? And 9,50,000 and 9 lakhs. So I want that. So normally what we do if we want to do something like that, if we write a formula like is equal to this into this. And then to use it, we say, we put a dollar here so that when you drag it, okay, this should not change. So I put a dollar in front of this. And when I drag this, this should change. But when I drag down, it should not change. So I put a dollar here, right? And then I drag this and I drag here. So this is how I actually do it, right? In a normal circumstances, what we have learned. But let's see how array works and how array makes this very simple. Okay, so we don't need to write that many formulas, or we don't need to put this dollar and all the stuffs and then drag it and all the stuffs. What we'll do is very simple. We'll just select this cell. We'll go here and say is equal to, I'll select this and multiply it by, and the idea is Control Shift Enter. We got the same result. Isn't that very simple? So you don't need to do and think about all this, references and absolute and relative and then drag it and all the stuffs. You just need to select these two, multiply them, and then say Control Shift Enter and select the appropriate cells. Where you want it, and automatically it would be done for you. So isn't that cool? So that's one of the major, advantages or the power of using an array. Let's look at another important point. Here is that suppose we have this list here where there is a list of fruit and prices. And if I want to find out the apple, for example, if I select the apple here, right? And I want to find out the maximum and the minimum price of apple. If I select banana, I want to get the maximum minimum price. So how do I get that? Using array formula. So how will we write this formula? Let's see. We'll say is equal to max. Then if select this is equal to this, whatever I select here, and make this as absolute reference. And then if it is true, then you need to do a max on that. Okay. And say Control Shift Enter. 15. For the banana, what is the maximum value? 15. If I change this to apple, 16. So for apple, 16 is the max. For oranges, 12 is the max. So for min, I can do the same thing. Okay. So I'll say, just to write it again and drag it also, min, and then say if, then a logical test is this is equal to whatever I select here. If it is true, then select the price from here, right? And then I put this as function f4 and then close it. And then close it. And say Control Shift Enter. 4. So oranges, what is the minimum price? 4. What is the maximum price? 12. For apples, 16.3. Right? And for banana, 15.5. So this is where we can find the max and min price based on the fruit we check. So how is actually happening? So let's take this formula here and just analyze this a bit and see how it works. Okay. So I'll just copy it here and just see how it works. So first of all, what will work? Now, what will execute first? So first of all, it will find out from J7 to J20 if it matches banana. Okay. So let's do that first. So I'll just copy this part. Okay. This part and say Control C and come here and say I'll select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So I'll do it here and say is equal to this one, comma, this one. And say Control Shift Enter. So see here, everything is false except this two. So wherever it finds banana, that only the value it is keeping because that is coming at true. Rest, it is coming at false. Now, if I do a max on that, if I do a max on this, what I'll get? I'll get 15. And if I do a min on this, I'll get 5. So this is exactly what is happening. Okay. Now, if you're selecting this to be apples, see, apples will have values. I just make it. So this will have values, rest will be false. If I'm selecting oranges, then all will be false and this. And then you can see the min value is 4. If I'm changing this to apples, the min value is 3. And when I come here as bananas, the min value is 5. So this is how it works. And this is the power of using the array formulas. Another formula where array is used is transpose. Now, if I want to convert this from row to column, for example, I want to convert this into row and column. So I'll say is equal to, so I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll copy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and I'll say is equal to transpose and select these and say transpose it from row to column. So Control Shift Enter. See apples. I can also do for that for a 2-dimensional one. So what I can do here is I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and I select 2 and then I say is equal to transpose and I select the entire thing. And say Control Shift Enter. So apple 12, apple 3, apple 5, apple 13, say apple 16 and this one. So it has been transposed from rows into columns. So these are the few applications where array formula becomes very handy and very helpful for us to work and use it. So you can apply this in your work area and you can be as creative as you feel like and you can apply it and learn more about it.